All right, here in northern Kenya, as we've distributed really hundreds and hundreds of treasures in the Pokot language, in the Samburu language, in the Turkana language, Swahili, what excites us probably as much or more than anything is the impact of the treasure as shown, the manifestation of that in a church. And this over my shoulder here is a treasure church plant where discipleship making happens. Now, there's nothing around here. If you look around what I'm looking at, there's not, I see camels, that's all I see. There's nothing around here, but the people are literally by the hundreds in this area. In proximity to where we're at. So they will come here to this church. This is the only church within probably 50 miles. And so when you're talking about churches that are put in the middle of nowhere, it's really critical that you go where the people are at so they can become disciples of Jesus. So there's phenomenal Pokot leaders that are training them, equipping them, but the treasure's going in every direction. As far as we can see, the treasure's going, and it's because of these local churches like this that are being established. All right, so here we are in this beautiful church that Francis, right here, Francis, this is the leader in this area, and he's with all of our area leaders, Pokot leaders. Say hi, everybody. Hi. Yeah. So these guys are leading churches. They're businessmen. They are teachers. They are evangelists. They are all working together to really get the gospel into these areas. So it's beautiful as a team. They're sharing ideas. They're encouraging you. This is a very hard place to do ministry. We've just dealt with the issue of lack of clean water. There's been a number of attempts by wells to be drilled down 1,000 feet. And the people are harsh here, but the gospel's going in here. And it's because of people like this. They're encouraging each other. They're growing together, distributing treasures. And I love seeing these churches that they establish because the people come from all over and they're blessed by it. All right, we're coming into a Pokot homestead here. So here's the house, and you can see they've just got laundry and stuff laying around. But everything goes, this is their kitchen, this is their living room, this is their bedroom. This is where everything takes place in the Pokot life. So you can see the little fire that they have there. So that's where they're gonna make their food. And then off to the left is where they sleep. They've got a little bed there. And all their possessions are hanging on the walls there. And then you wouldn't think that these are very waterproof, but surprisingly, we saw a lady earlier walking with some of the vegetation. So that just goes on here, and they structure in such a way that it does stay watertight. So water's not getting in there, keeps the animals out. So really the only animals around here they have to worry about are hyena, maybe that might come in and try and get the goats. So they'll protect the goats. And back over here, there's actually something that they'll put the baby goats in. So there's a little house on stilts up above here, and you can see the baby goats in there behind the thatch. And so that will protect the animals from any predators, but it also keeps them kind of in one place so that they don't lose them, because they don't want to, the goats are their bank account. It's their source of income. It's everything. So they really take care of their animals. So here you can see the baby goats. That's their house that they leave and they stay in at night, keep them protected so they can grow up and help this family. All right, hey, we're in Nazareth. This is in North Pokot on our way to Turkana. What's interesting about this place here, we've seen places in Pokot where the gospel has been received, where churches have been established, and we celebrate that. But the further north we go, the more unreached the Pokot are, and this is a great example of it. This town, there's no church. There's not been treasures distributed. We're going to bring the Jesus film in here. We've just purchased a motorcycle for an evangelist to come in here. But this is a difficult area. In the early 90s, this used to be a Turkana village, and the Pokot took it over basically and pushed the Turkana north. So there's been some hostilities in this area of raiding back and forth. But these are the places that the pioneer work of the gospel needs to take place. That's why we're here. We're praying over it. Our guys are showing us where they're going to be coming in the coming weeks and months, so we can reach these guys with the gospel. So that's why we're here.
All
right, Greg, I'm not feeling as safe here as in a lot of other places we've been. What's going on?
This is called Nazareth, and this is we're now moving further north. So the further north we're moving among the Pokot, it's more difficult. These are places where mission work hasn't taken place, the Jesus film hasn't been, treasures haven't been distributed, and there's very few Christians here, very, very few. So we're trying to mobilize our team in a roost where we've met. We've seen churches planted, and we're trying to encourage them to come to this place. So they're ready to come, but this is just an example of World Mission trying to explore areas where the gospel's not been, and mobilizing the national indigenous group of Christians and pushing them further into these places that don't have a gospel witness. This place is rough right here, but that's why we're here, and we're trusting when we come back again, it's going to be totally transformed.
One of the things that I've heard is that most everybody's kind of drunk right now. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
2 o'clock in the afternoon. People hollering, yelling, just belligerent. So that's what happens when there's not a gospel witness there. So
in a lot of the villages we've been to, it's surprisingly been clean. This one, not so much so.
No, they don't. You can see they don't take care of it as much. A lot of these places are going to be individuals with 3, 4, 5 wives. The men, very historical Pokot groups here. So it's a challenge. It really is. But again, that's the reason we're here. We're looking for opportunities, and we have leaders that are ready to come here. So we just got to put treasures in their hands and encourage them, and we're off and running.
So is this an area like this? Is this where World Mission tends to go?
These are the places that we gravitate towards, the places where the gospel's not been. So the places that we've seen were places 10 years ago where the gospel hadn't been, and we saw the evidence of what the impact that the gospel has. So now you need to sort of uproot your resources and continue to press on into places where there's not a gospel witness, and this is a great example of that.
Hey, Greg, what's this now?
Hey, we're going to the store, man. This is like the local Walgreens.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's where we're going. Grab a Coke.
Okay.
Grab a Coke.
Kopi jam.
Yeah, Coke. Break 1,000. All right, so this is Daniel, one of our leaders, and we're just talking about this town and how just a couple decades ago this was Turkana, and the Pokot had come in and basically pushed them out, and there was a lot of raids. So they're taking basically their animals, their cows, their goats, and pushing them out. And so there was a lot of difficulty here.
But there seems to be kind of an alcohol problem here. A lot of people drinking, drunk.
Yeah, you can now see people, they do that, all those things of drinking because they don't know Christ, they don't know, so they take what they want. Yeah.
That's why we're here, though. That's why we're here. These are sort of pioneer frontier communities that we need to go to. And the good news is that our guys, our team in Arus, are being equipped and mobilized to come up to this place and then even further. So for us, it's today it's kind of difficult to be here and see it, but we're also excited about the opportunities. And seeing the gospel come in here is going to be a tremendous victory.
It kind of seems like we're in the wild, wild east right now. Is that?
We are in the wild, wild east. That's for sure. That's for sure. It's a good way to put it. InTouch
ahead, Seth.
Messenger,
Go ahead.
our partnership with InTouch. We have a unit here that's Kikuya in English, so we're going to give it to this guy. Hey, we hope you've enjoyed this episode of the World Mission Update. We've got some special friends here behind us. That does it for this week. We hope that you've been encouraged and challenged. Make sure you go to WorldMission.cc, learn more about our work, not only in northern Kenya, but also around the world as we're trying to take the gospel to nations that have never heard. We'll catch you next week.
All right, so we are, where are we?
Oh my gosh, look at all that nice wind
I know,
right there,
it's-
buddy. You need to
it's
tell
been
me
a
I need
long-
hat like you.
It's been a long day.
It's been a long day.
We were just at a pretty rough spot. We'll talk about that in a second. Where are we? We're back to a place we were earlier today.
Okay, this is still kind of referred to as the Valley,
Okay.
and so it's really kind of a gathering place. Every Saturday they do this big market here. Hey, we're out of here, man. Going to the mission station from the Grand Central Station Airport of Arus.